Hello everybody, today's video is not a video about my matchstick house, but a different project I've been working on this evening. I thought I'd stop and kind of show you what I'm doing. So I have one more box. I'm going to show you how I did this to make these little drawers. Get those out of the way. So I got a bunch of little envelopes in this one. That's the video I'm working on right now. I'm going to take the box out, and this has a really smooth kind of finish to it. It's not good for gluing on, so I'm just going to score the cardboard. Okay, so you want to do it a bunch of different directions, kind of have it really roughed up. That'll give it something to hold on to when you're gluing these together. I'm going to glue these together anyway. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the drawer, or the inside of the box that slides in and out. I'm going to go about halfway, and I want it to be at the bottom. I'll just poke it in. Kind of give it a nice little twist, give it a start, and I'm going to find a match I like over here. Okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to poke it through the box this way, and I slide them into just the black part of the match. Then I'm going to pull it I'm going to pull it back out one more time, get some glue, and just take some wood glue, put it on the top, scrape it off with this scalpel. That allows me to apply it where it's going to be touching the bottom of the box. I'm going to slide the match back through again. Make sure it's in the glue. I'm going to press it firmly. Now I have the drawer. I'm going to let that dry up before I put the envelopes back in so it doesn't get stuck in the glue. And I need to cut one more slot for the box I just made. So I've already marked on there where I'm going to cut it, and I'll just fold the box down. And I'll slide these in here to make sure it all fits. I want them to be snug. There they go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these together. I'm just going to use wood glue. It's what I have around. I've got these two stacked up, and then I added a third to both of these stacks. And to make sure that they were going to be applied the same amount of pressure and we're going to fit together pretty well, I just put them next to each other, added a ruler, and then added my weight to the center. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on the sides and then use the outer box shell as a kind of like a band to keep them all together. Well, I better pick up these envelopes I dumped out earlier out of the box. Let's find an empty one. Ah, first try. I didn't score these because they already have the abrasion pads to strike your matches on. That should add enough texture for the glue to adhere to. Okay, so this is dried up a little bit. It's kind of set for a little bit. It's not exactly dry 100%, but it'll be fine for right now. So now I'm going to go ahead and I've tested a lot of these drawers just to make sure they slide in and out with ease. Some of them were having a little bit of trouble. I went ahead and I'm looking at where it's getting stuck at, and it's when it slides in this part. The middle of the top is kind of bowed in a little bit, so I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and I'm going to just kind of get rid of some of that material. And it slides a little bit easier. Yeah, that's much better. As for this one, looks to be the same problem. Take these, put this over here. Now the reason I'm not going to just leave these like they are, instead of just gluing these together, I'm putting them inside this box. One, I think it looks a lot more appealing to the eye, and that's pretty much the only reason. But plus, it's going to give me a way to attach it to something else, which I'll do here in a moment. So we've got these, they stay together pretty well. It's a nice snug fit. Get this in here. So they're not gonna, the drawers aren't gonna fly about. Okay, so all these are together. They all slide out fairly easily. Now I'm going to attach the outside box to a drawer that goes to my pencil organizer on my desk. How I'm going to do that is, through the box across the room, I put 2 holes in here, roughly the middle of the box, one on each side. And I'm going to take some sewing thread, it's always handy to have around, and pop tabs, also very handy to have around. I originally tried to use some elastic from a to from tag that came on a Christmas present, but I didn't like the elasticity of the elastic, so I scrapped it. So I'm going to just take a bunch of this thread. Okay, so I got the thread. I got several. I just folded it over a bunch of times, so it's got a nice thickness to it. I'm going to take one end, pass it through one hole of the pop tab, tighten a nice knot. Could have been done better, but I'm not exactly one for making things look pretty. Okay, I've passed it through this side, through the metal container, through the other side, and then through the box. I was having some trouble with the second one, but what I did was I went ahead and I pulled the strands apart. I passed each one of these through the a different hole on the pull tab, and then I just tied them together and I pulled the knot down, and then I tied a second one and pulled it down. This should work. If not, you know, oh well. It's just so I'm just attaching it so I'm not losing the box and I know where it's at. Tuck that string in there. So as you can see, I've got it connected to the drawer. Goes in and out. It's kind of hard to pull on these without pulling everything out, but with one hand anyway. So I can put 2 hands on there and stop it all. Looks kind of I like the way this looks with the numbers and everything. The rest of this may change. I've got a nice piece of paper up here on the wall that tells me where everything is. That the grid system kind of eliminates needing the numbers. I was just going to do a piece of computer notebook paper, but this'll do fine. I much prefer just being able to look up there and knowing just where everything is at a glance. So this is a pretty cheap storage system, way to organize your bits and bobs. Pretty much just used trash that I had left over from other projects. I was already using these to hold everything. I would just put them inside this box already and then just slide it in and out. It was getting a hassle to slide out the box, dig through all these, and find what I needed. So I figured I would organize it a bit, make it kind of more of a permanent structure. It may come in, I may add, you know, more to it. Just remember, you know, you have junk lying around and you can make stuff out of it. You don't have to go buy stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You learned something. If you did, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I will get a matchstick video up soon. Right now I'm waiting on I ordered some lights. I can't really work on the house until I get the lights so I can integrate them into the wall while I build it. Looking forward to that. They should be here in about 2 days. So I will see you guys later.